Yo, yo, yo. What's up, dudes? What's up, Bradley, Rick, Robin? Welcome. Fred, what's up, man? Shalom. All right. We're going to get right into it. We started investing a little bit. We're mass bidding on top league SBC cards. So we did some Prem. We're doing some La Liga. And I think I'm going to do some, I don't know, it'd be better, Serie A or Bundesliga. What's up, guys? Be right back? All right, bet. All right, we should be good for now. I think we have enough. How you guys doing today? We got a bunch of grinding we're going to do. We're going to make a bunch of 81 to 87s player picks. Do you already have a plan for Team of the Year? Yes. We're going to try to get to 10 million coins before Team of the Year, while at the same time starting to save up some packs. So what I think I'm going to do, we have the Icon SBC we have to get done. So we're going to grind the Lib today, make a bunch of 81 to 87s for sure. We'll make some player picks too. Depending on how good our pulls are today, we'll see where we are with the Icon SBC. If we can get the mid icon close to being done today / tomorrow, we should be in a good position to start saving. We'll see hopefully Prem prices start rising back up then once the repeatable SBC is gone. And with the investments we have with La Liga and Prem right now, and with some inform investing we might be doing, and some bronze rare investing, that sort of thing, we could get pretty close to 10 million. We'll hit 8 million for sure within the next, I would say, of course there's an error. We'll hit 8 million within the next day or two, I think. It just depends when we sell the stuff in our club. Please play a game. We will later, but not right now. Can you get me to 10 million for Team of the Year? Yes, sir. Yeah, 5 squads done for El Nino. Granted, 6 of the 7 I need are the top 6, but you're making progress. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it if they made it like 100 squads and the first 80 were just all bronze rare teams or silver rare teams. Yo, by the way, Darmian, he was a AC Milan youth player, so we get Darmian as a past and present AC Milan. Then on top of that, if they win, he gets an upgrade. Imagine an 89 Darmian. That would look sick. Alright, hopefully these can sell now. We're going to make a bunch of packs too. We have, I think, 10 ready to go already. But we're going to be doing a bunch of packs today too. So it's going to be a little bit of every grind. Alright, why is it being so laggy? Is it laggy for you guys too, or is it just me? At this point, you're just making an Inter Milan present. Look at the squad now. Once we get in the Santa Claus at right back. Muni, what's up, bud? Do I like Morgs? The YouTuber? Not really. Oh, we got Vieira now. We can put Vieira in. Dude, what is going on? All right, let's try restarting the app. Maybe that will help. Yeah, worst part of the game right now is gameplay for sure. I 100% agree. Depending on the new team of the week. I think it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I think there's a lot of good investment opportunities. So that's what I'm excited about. What sort of trading can you do with 50K? Steven just linked the trading playlist in chat. If you want to take a look at that, bud, we got a bunch of tips you can do. I would recommend League SBC Silver flipping. All right, please don't have this happen again. Otherwise, it's going to be a long stream today. I remember 8 minutes ago you gave a heart attack to me on one of your streams. Wait, what? How did we give you a heart attack? Alright, 600 for these dudes. Dub. What do you do? All your bids are duplicates on libs? Oh, you profit, man. You make coin after coin. That's what you do. You sell them. Alright, time to run through the lib twice. Let's do it. What do we got? What do we got? Get that one done. I can't read. I can't read. I literally read heart attack. I don't know how I came up with that word. I'm looking now. Remember 8 minutes ago you gave me a heart to me on one of your streams. Yes, I do, bud. I saw heart attack. I don't know where it was. Maybe I just put words randomly in my head. The only good Brazilian center back got an inform? All right. You know what? That might be the comment to do it right there. Flixie's gone. Adios. Talking crap about Thiago Silva. Unallowed. I'm doing the lib method, but if I have a dupe and list him, he doesn't sell. What price is the dupe going for? Did you compare price and check what they're going at? Welcome back, Fred. El Dante, what's up, buddy? All right, let's run through. Boom, boom. We should be club stocked right now. We should have a lot of everything. Marquinhos is clear. Who do you think taught Marquinhos? He learned from the greatest. Yeah, if you're on PC, bro, I mean, you gotta like figure it out yourself. As much as I want to help, I can't predict PC prices. All I can really do is show you what works on PlayStation, and if you can emulate it to some extent on PC, that's awesome. David Luiz? Yeah. David Luiz. Any good money-making methods? We got a bunch of good money-making methods. Lib flipping's working really well right now. League SBC bidding's working really well right now. We're picking up a bunch of Prem cards. That should be going up in value in a day or two. Picked up some La Liga cards for under 700 coins. They should be going up soon. Can you shout me out? Shout to James. Okay, is this happening to anyone else? Is anyone else having just crazy menu lag? Or is this my Wi-Fi? Yeah, David Luiz was a midfielder then. Thiago Silva was not giving up his center back spot. They played him at CDM. Go on flipping? Why? What do we need to see on flipping? Why is there only 30 people in tonight? What do you mean only 30? And we just started. Oh, the person who wants to know prices. Yeah, flipping's not the most accurate, though, in terms of real-time price, especially with silvers or lib cards. That's the only bad thing. Like, in theory, flipping's helpful, but in reality, not so much. Yeah, Marquinhos and David Luiz both can play as CDMs. Do I want to open your 81 times 25? Not really. No. For how much you think I should pick up players that are 65 and above? Or, wait, less than 65? I typically don't pick up any less than 65. We typically snipe the bronzes. The silvers is 65 to 74. We typically pick up for whatever is less than the buy now. All right, last one. Like instant money, I mean, you can't get quicker than selling a League SBC card at the lowest buy now. All right, so we got striker. Got center back. And you know what? Let's do CDM. Got CDM. Got right back. What's up, Big Bong? You need the bronzes, though, for the one team. You don't necessarily need it. We got quite a few squads that we get it without it, but again, bronzes are typically the cheapest, so especially the goalkeepers and the strikers, so I just snipe them instead. We do a goalkeeper? No, we didn't. Goalkeeper there. Coutinho's called Silva Daddy. Yeah. All right, what else do we got? Another center back. Yeah, I might use like one bronze in the one team requirement. We really don't use too many. I mean, you can. There's nothing against it, but you don't need to bid on them at the same time as silvers. You can, but it's not needed. All right, we got a left back, center back. Do another center back. All right, we need midfielders and a winger. Cafu or Alves? Cafu, 100%. To put in your team, or are you saying IRL? Mumbo, I have an 83 plus times 25. Want to open it a bit in Discord? Yeah. IRL, ooh, I would still say Cafu. That's a good one. Both are fantastic players. Why is it harder to get libs on PS? Like the first 3 bids are 30 seconds and then it goes like 5 minutes and 10 minutes? I don't know. We just bid on hundreds before the stream and won them all pretty easily. So it was working for me. Only thing not working is the EA servers right now. It's extremely slow. How do you put Alves? No, he's asking IRL. And Alves going back to Barca? He just scored an assist for Barca. He's already there. He had an assist to De Jong today. Or whenever their game was. I think this should be good. Yes, sir. Boom. All right. Lib is done once. That took like 5 minutes. Could have been quicker, but lag. The snipes and bids are always uncontested later in the night. To be honest, I made so much. Yeah, you just got to find time periods to do it. Even if they're like 10 minutes out, put bids on them, dudes. 10 minutes is not that long. Especially if you go back and forth between sniping, bidding, packs, all that fun stuff. What are good money making methods right now? Can you please show me? Yep, I'll link you the trading playlist. Feel free to watch the most recent videos if you're wanting trading tips for the most recent. The most working, I should say. Best ones are going to be the League SBC silvers. How old is he now? I think 38? Yeah, that sounds about right. No, he plays. I don't know how well he does, but Barca's not doing well to begin with, so. You don't know why you know the age off of your head? Isn't Ronaldo like 6 months older than Rooney or something? How old are they? Okay, I know I asked this twice, but I still didn't see a response. Is the servers laggy for anyone else, or is this my Wi-Fi? Because the stream is just fine. The stream's not lagging. But for some reason, the servers are just not cooperating with us today. Rooney lost his legs, though, overwork. Have you guys seen the highlight of Rooney in the MLS? Literally one of the best plays I've ever seen in the MLS. Dude went full field sprint, slide tackled to stop a goal, played a half field, just rocket of an assist. Yo, Mom, how you doing? Yanko, I'm doing good, buddy. Like yourself for you? Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. This is infuriating. I just want to do packs, man. Like it for me too. Mumbo, I kind of need to put Stewart in SBC. Nope, you will not. Find another player. Fine for me. It's okay in the menus for Xbox. Gameplay always hits and miss. Why are you ignoring me? I did not. I just read the message. One of the best players in the MLS. Ain't anything special, though, is it? Listen. Becoming MLS player is going to be harder and harder each year. Pretty soon, it's going to be like the Champions League in the MLS, all right? You're going to have so much talent. What do you think about the Inter right back? I can't wait to put him in my past and present AC Milan squad. Are you wearing a cap today just because you're capping? Dude, this is awful. Alright, so what we did was we invested in Prem silvers and bronzes, but we didn't kind of go all out with it. So we just kind of stored everything we could in our club. And then whatever we couldn't store in our club, we just sold the duplicate. Made a little bit of coins, not much. Can't tell if you're being serious, LOL. Hey, that's a good thing. MLS will be completely different in 10 years. Part of it's cap and part of it's serious. The serious part is it's going to continue to get better. Give it time, give it money, it will get better. I mean, I would argue it's already gotten better, but... Those slide tackle assist was amazing. You're putting him in your United past and present? When do you invest in Premier League silvers? Before or after the picks are coming? Typically when the player picks are out, that's when they're the cheapest. So today is the cheapest they've been in a while. So you picked up quite a few. MLS players in Xbox went so rare. I don't know if there's more people doing it for the grind for Team of the Year. So two things are happening. One, it's for a rare election pack, which people want to save. They typically get that in the championship, but since championship prices went up due to icons, people have been switching to the MLS. I know that's very common. So that's a reason why it's up. Another reason why it's up is only 7 days left, so everyone's going to be starting to rush through this more and more. So I wouldn't be surprised if prices went up again. They'll have their points when they're back down and stuff, like always, but I have a feeling they might get a little expensive as it's closing up. No, MLS is failing because that mindset. Money, you got players on 300K a week. I meant more investment into the sport, not the players. Yeah, throwing money at players isn't going to be a sustainable way to grow. But if you look at how much people invest into the MLS league versus the NBA, NFL, nowhere near the amount of money in the MLS. Once that starts changing from a United States perspective, or I guess an America perspective, because Canada as well, and they take it serious on all fronts, that's when it's going to get infinitely better. But the hard part, too, is the college system. I don't know how you get past the college system. Because essentially the college system, not saying you can't get some great players out of the college system, but eventually if you want your league to be competing against some of the greats in the world, which that would take a lot of time to do, you have to have the best talent. 20-year-olds from America typically don't have the best talent, so drafting them every single year would be kind of pointless. Eventually. Right now, you can still get by with it. You get a lot of good young players. A lot of them will have decent careers, going to mid-average clubs. They'll make some money, but not a lot of them will go insanely far. Fred, if you did put the MLS somewhere in England, where do you think they would land? Realistically, I'm not trying to say they'd be on top or bottom, but realistically, if you took the MLS where it currently stands and put it in England, where would the teams compete? Would you have some teams in higher divisions and some in lower, or all of them mainly in a certain area? You think League One? I think it's between League One and Championship, somewhere in there. It's definitely not Prem. Maybe low-level Prem teams. Yeah, I think it's high League One and low Championship. Most MLS teams would be worse than Irish teams. Really? You think that? Okay, so question. I know you can't go off of FIFA stats, but how does FIFA determine ratings in leagues? Right? Like, how do you determine ratings of players in the Scottish League versus ratings of players in, like, let's say the MLS or the Irish League? Because can you say a silver in Scotland is similar to a silver in America? Before last, it's easy to set up the MLS. Bend most of the talent right now to China, get African youth in, sell top 5 leagues, build a connection with those players to spread the word of youth growth. Yeah, they can do a bunch of things. Can you read my question about the draft? I'm really confused. Where was your question about the draft? Is the draft like an event, so kind of like the Ballon d'Or, but with a draft, or is it just something that happens behind closed doors? So most American sports, the way it works is you have high school, which is kids who are typically 14 to 18. Then you have college. This is where you get, for example, let's use the NBA. I would say NBA is a pretty well-known one for this. You get a bunch of kids who play college basketball, typically play for a year or two, and then they get drafted into the NBA, which is the professional league. So in college, you're essentially building up your skill a little more, getting your name out there if you're not as well known. Then you can announce that you want to sign up for the draft in hopes that teams will draft you. So then they go through, and each team, depending on how they did last season, will get a certain draft order. And then by the draft order, people essentially pick who they want to join them. So I don't know exactly how MLS differs from that. I'm not an expert on the MLS draft system, but I would assume it's very similar to that format, where you take teams where they finish and they get certain MLS draft picks from the kids in college. The difference with the NBA, though, and I don't know if the MLS is this way. Again, I don't have the knowledge of the MLS draft. In the NBA, you can draft people from different countries too. It's not just college basketball. I'm not sure exactly how that works with MLS. If you can draft people from, like, let's say, leagues around the world or something. Lowest ranked team gets more picks, right? Since there isn't relegation. So there's a lot of addition. I don't know if we're ever going to have a true relegation system with the MLS. I wish we did. But we keep adding more and more teams. Like, we keep integrating more. When will we make the icon pack? We'll probably have the icon pack made by like 3 days from now. Not like at the end of the icon, but somewhere towards it. Because we're not in a rush. We're still trying to make coins. We're investing. What did I miss, Cameron? The only good draft was in World War II. Unless teams will be EFL 1, bottom. Unless, of course, you have players who are internationals, so you can be rated that way. Basically, Zach, what's up, buddy? They do is get season ticket holders to apply for a position to change ratings, and after a while, they might get paid for it, and these season ticket holders can advise EA for ratings. Interesting. Anyway, making 200 coins on bidding flipping right now. Went through a couple of your recent stuff. Zach, you can do it with a lot of lid midfielders right now. Pick them up for 250, 300, and flip it for 500 to 600. That might work in hockey, but it can't work in football. I agree. Well, it's like, I don't know what the United States thinks is going to happen, though. Because theoretically, right, the format for American football and the format for basketball, the NBA, they are the best in the world, right? Like, the best players typically play there. Football is the only sport that isn't, like, as big in the United States. It's growing. It's still big, but not as big as these other sports in terms of the amount of money in it, the amount of eyes on it, all that stuff. So I don't know what would make them change the format to match the rest of the world. I don't know if they're wanting to become the best in the world and somehow they think they're going to do it that way or what, but the MLS confuses me. Yeah, NFL's king here. Like theoretically, what can the MLS accomplish staying the same? I don't know what benefit they get. Potentially getting kids who come out of college that might want to go play international and try to steal them before that happens for less money. I don't know. How can you search for silver libs on console? You just have to... I typically just put a bid price up to minimum... Oh my gosh, come on, servers. I put a bid price up to minimum 250 so it gets rid of a lot of the bronzes. You can on console just look for the silvers, but you can do a pretty good job of it. Bones should be 84 rated. Depends on how much they care. Right now, they don't really care. I mean, if you think about it, from an investor standpoint, you got a lot of people investing in owning a MLS club. But that's about it. You'll see with the more teams being added to the MLS, you'll see investors hop on that opportunity. Honestly, I think why people invest in the MLS currently is, one, they think it's going to get better. Two, with the current format, you don't fear relegation. So for the most part, it seems like a pretty solid investment if it stays the same. If it changes, you obviously want a good team for it to be a worthy investment. But as it stands, you're essentially just playing in the same league no matter what. Hello, Mumbo, just subscribe to you and your content looks sick. Do you need someone to do thumbnails for you? Harvey, potentially. I will link you my Discord server. If you want to join my Discord server and send me a message of some of your work or send me an email, I'll take a look at it, bud. Yes, so this is why the sport's messed up in the United States. For you to be on track to play professional, you essentially go through a funnel. You play the sport growing up, you have a lot of money, and or you're really lucky to play for the best club in the area that will help pay your expenses if you don't have the money. You'll essentially get college scouts / coaches to check you out through playing through these academies. So it's a rich man's sport in America. I wasn't ever able to afford playing for the best of the best, but there's a lot of pretty good, relatively in the middle class kind of teams I could play for, which I did. We had Olympic development program, which I was a part of. It's not the greatest in the world, but each state gets a team. So I was on Team Wisconsin for a year. So it's essentially the best people in the state go to this. Bunch of college coaches show up. You spend a weekend in a certain state. You play against the other states. Really good opportunity to play the sport in college. Then essentially, the whole applying to college is just a joke and a half. It's all about connections and who you know. If you are an amazing, amazing player, that's going to be a big deal too, obviously. I'm not taking that away. But you see a lot of pretty average players who play D1, which is the best division. And you see a lot of really good players who play D2 and D3 who just don't get those opportunities. So what typically happens is you'll have people who might start D3 or D2 at a college, and through playing in college, then they might go to the next level if given the opportunity or if they want to move up. I know at my college that we went to, we had quite a few kids. Did I finish this last time? It just auto-submitted? Oh, we didn't submit it. That's why. I know on the college I went to, we had a lot of integration with, I don't know what country in Africa, but we had a lot of essentially kids from Africa who would come, and at any of the camps, they would just show up and they would be given a spot at least in the practice squad. And what would essentially happen is what our coach did was he would help these kids get opportunities, get scouted by other schools, but we were kind of like always the fallback one. So if they could never land like a D1 or D2, there was always an option for like a D3 team to pick you up. So a lot of those kids moved around quite a bit. There's a lot on the practice squads as well. Some of the best talent I've seen come out of our school never truly made the teams. It's really weird, man. Like, the sport in college is just a joke. So yeah, unless you have the money or means or talent at the age of like 10 to 12, if you're not there yet, your dream is not over, but it's very hard to make it a reality. Especially too, a lot of American kids don't know what you need to do. There's no literacy. So you talk about like literacy of money. You talk about being able to understand how to spend money, how to pay bills, all that stuff. We don't learn about any of that in school. In the same breath, we don't learn about how to kind of market yourself to get to the next level of sports or even to just apply to college in general. We get told to take a test. You get graded off your test. You send your essays to schools to try to get in, and essentially that's it. Why do the Prem Silvers never assign? They are glitched in there. You can always move from like Mexico or Canada and make it into the MLS. There's plenty of people who do that, especially through League MX. But as an American, it's very much through college. And if you don't get into college, you're kind of not screwed, but you can't really play MLS. Only other option is you go through the MLS, the American system, where you start at a lower level, where you're not getting paid any money. Very political to get on a lot of these teams. Like we have one in my city. It's a lot of money to try out, but they can do open tryouts. Likelihood that people to make the team is actually very low, but you could always have someone walk off the street if it's their dream to play, potentially play there and have opportunities. But even then, I was looking up salaries of people at the level that my local team is. They're not the greatest in the world. Every player on the team, I believe, is making like 80,000 to I think $1 million plus. Like it still seems like pretty good money. I'd have to check the exact amount of money they're making, but I'm pretty sure it's that range. Only way MLS in America do anything in the next 20 years is if they let more South American families in the country and hope the kids choose American nationality. That's literally what's happening right now for a lot of kids is they feel stuck between choosing Mexico and United States. And a lot of them, through opportunity, they think they have a better chance to become a star in the United States system. Or other reasons too, but... You should do a combination of yourself and chat and do an underrated combined 11 with the Prem and play a game with it. What? Well, explain that a little more. Like we all pick an underrated player and put in a team and play with it? Yeah, this game is trash today. Full team of Greenwood then. Nice, we'll join that now. Hey, bro, I used to play for one of the best football academies here in South Africa and was working towards getting a scholarship to the U.S. for some universities, but then I tore my meniscus and then poof, dream was gone. Yeah, man, it's tough. Did I see the El Clasico? I did not know. How are you back to 7.6 mil? You were on 7.8 yesterday. As weird as it sounds, I am able to use coins to invest in players, buddy. I don't just sit with a liquid coin total 24/7. If it moves quite a bit, at least 100K, chances are I found an investment opportunity, which we have. What do you think's worth grinding? If you're trying to pack a headliners, I think player picks. If you're trying to grind for the icon, I think the 81 to 87. It's the complete opposite in most European countries. In the UK, it's the working class, lower class sport. In London, there are teams and places to play football literally everywhere. Yeah. What is the table right now in Serie A? I haven't checked in a little bit. Serie A table. I think Inter's still just a little bit ahead of Milan. Yeah, 1 point, and we have one more game played. So Inter's first, Milan second, Napoli third, Atlanta fourth, Juve fifth, Roma sixth. What is... I know it's Inter. What is this team? Is it Atlanta? Yeah. How do they how they come up with the names for this? Or how does that work? George Best or the new Muriel? Up to you, buddy. You got plenty of time for Best. If you want to do Muriel now, you have a limited time to do them. Ah, okay, Fred. You're just taking our leftover youngsters. We choose a formation, vote on each player who is underrated. Maybe in the future. Definitely not today. That's something that we could do later in the year when we have less stuff going on. Like after team of the year, maybe between team of the season. Something like that would be fun to do. Right now, it's just straight grind for the next like month. All right, we will be live for the next 2.5 hours about. So we got quite a bit of time today. I'm going to fill my water real quick. I'll be right back. Hopefully this lag goes away soon. I don't know what to do, man. Do we bid? Is it okay to bid right now? Or is it just SBCs that are trapped in this perpetual cycle of loading? All right. What's up, Rogan, brother? Kind of want to do lib now. I want to do lib, but I want to be able to submit the squad. Ads on a live stream in the middle? Yeah, ads happen like once every 15 minutes. Or at least that's when I play them. So I'll typically play it when I leave the room, when I go to the bathroom. Or I typically forget and do it once every like hour. Bids are working for you? Maybe we try bidding. Do BPM and do League SBCs while I lose my coins? I mean, that depends on your pack luck, right? But BPM is really not a good way to do League SBCs, in my opinion. There's so many better ways. Can I be on the podcast? Yeah, sure. What do you want to talk about? Dude, we used to have a podcast. If you guys look through, I believe it's in a playlist on my channel. It's called the Elite Army Podcast. I had a podcast back in the day. I'd invite subscribers on. We'd talk about topics. It was a pretty fun time. We might start that back up or rebrand it. Is the Icon SBC repeatable? I do not think it is. No. If it is, I'd do it nonstop. But I don't believe it is. If I'm wrong, I'll go do it right now, nonstop, until we get every AC Milan player. Do you think they would give us a repeatable baby soon? Could that be happening? Or like, when was the last time we got a hero one? That has to be super cheap pretty soon. Hey, you saying doing the 81 to 87 is better for getting fodder? I think so. You essentially get double. The math doesn't work out perfectly, but you're essentially doing around double the players for the player pick than you are the 81 to 87. Especially for the 85 teams, I think you'd get quite a few boards doing the 81 to 87 consistently. Bring it back. Use pack Zapata. Same pack. Where I even take Zapata is 85. My order is 84. It's up to you, buddy. If you want to say you packed a promo card, you know who to go with. I would take the inform if you've already packed some of these special cards. He has more value. I need 400k before the Team of the Year crash. Been so tough trying low-end trading. Low-end trading is the best. I'm just going to use the 200 cards, then bet again. Sounds like a plan, man. Hey, yo, if you guys are enjoying the stream today, do me a favor. Feel free to smack the like button, dudes. We are 10 likes away from the first like goal of 30 likes. Would mean the world. And if you guys are new as well, you do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. Alright, let's open some packs. I think we have about 50 duplicates left. $36. Alright. Let's I guess we can just blind list at 500, and if they don't sell, we move them down. Or if they sell quickly, we just take the profit. How can you be bothered to do League SBCs so much? Because not only have we made coins, we've packed insane cards, and we've made unlimited packs. And I haven't had to spend a single FIFA point besides pre-order in the game and whatever we got with the pre-order. Dude, come on. Fix your game, EA. Made 20k so far in about 2 hours. Nice, man. I don't know. I love League SBCs. I love menu grinding in general. It's fun to me. If it's not fun to you guys, I get how it could be hard. But for me, I love it. I'd usually make 100k a day off of trading EFL silver center backs, but now it's slowed down so much. Yeah. We typically make 150 to 200k off of libs. Who's the most overrated player in the Prem? Who's the most overrated player in the Prem? Chat. What would you guys say? I'm not going to answer because I'm going to get yelled at if I answer. Here, let's do this. Instead of listing these, let's just store them on our transfer list. Maybe that would be better. Rash, Ronaldo. Your opinion is very unpopular. Imagine saying Ronaldo is overrated. I've done 4 icon packs and got Nakata, Overmans, Rivaldo, and Van Nistelrooy. You have packed the best cards in the game, sir. That's what it sounds like. Harry Maguire is the most underrated player in the Prem. I don't know. My honest answer is I don't watch the Prem enough to be able to answer it. That's my honest answer with every league. I literally don't know where I could have the time to watch either all the games or just all the highlights. All I really see are scores, and even then, I feel completely swapped. I need like an app to download where I can see every score of every game and know when every team's playing. Are there any good apps for that? I know ESPN has a decent one for La Liga and MLS and League One. England League One. Because Ronaldo only scored 29 goals in Serie A last season and on pace for 20 plus this year. Overrated. Well, if we're being honest, I think the people who say Ronaldo's overrated, I think they're saying he's overrated compared to how much hype he gets. Which it's very easy to fall down the Ronaldo hype trains on social media and think that everyone worships him as a god. But that's not the reality. Hey, look at all the League SBC cards. That's a dub. One Football's a good one. All right, let me download it right now so I don't forget. One Football. Wait, why is it not popping up on my app store? I typed in One Soccer. It says can't be found. Does anyone know why? Pretty sure I got it correct. Funny enough, it says soccer news right under it. It says One Football, soccer news. Do I have to make an account or because you have a stupid phone? Let's see how many goals he has scored since signing. Yeah, in defense, some people, you asked for their opinion, they gave their opinion. They weren't looking for a debate, so if they don't want to explain, they don't have to explain, but you can still talk about it. You're from Europe, maybe that's why? Has good transfer news and everything. Who's the dude on Twitter? I feel like he's on every social media, but who's the Italian dude who always gives the good transfer news updates? I follow that guy on Twitter, but I haven't been on Twitter in ages. Consistently. Romano, yeah. Fabrizio Romano. That good Italian. Dude, his name is the most Italian thing I've ever heard, bub. In my opinion, is you don't know ball. Hey, am I wrong, though? Is he not a good old Italian dude? I need to do a deep dive to see where my great-great-great-grandparents are from. In Italy. Because a few generations back, they immigrated from Italy and Germany. Were the two sides of my family. If they're not from Milan, I'm a fraud. My whole life is a lie. I kind of wanted it to be a mystery, actually. I don't think I could handle if it wasn't Milan. He's got a board. Maguire, let's get it. Walk out in a jumbo gold back. You can never say Messi or Ronaldo in this day and age is overrated, no matter who they are. No matter what they do. I mean, they're both very good players. Yo, I got hacked. Someone went to my account, but they made 1 mil for me. So I'm actually kind of happy. wait. Someone hacked your account and gave you coins? Sir? Okay, question though. What is your guys' definition of overrated? Like when you hear the word overrated. Because I think people interchangeably use overrated as overhyped. I don't think those are the same thing. Best time to sell and buy lib cards after mass bidding? Honestly, just check the market, man. That's the best advice I can give. They're constantly going up and down. Sometimes at certain hours when they typically sell, they'll be up. It's different every single day. So you just kind of mass bid when they're low and you sell when they're rising. What's my favorite movie of all time? Hands down, The Conjuring 2. Players that are rated that should not be rated as high. That's the definition I think of. Not saying the store's not available, of course. Somebody who is rated due on education and agendas. Yeah, I love the Conjuring movies. Conjuring 2, literally, I don't know why this memory is tied to me. To this day, I do not know it. So, I like Conjuring 1, but Conjuring 2 is the one that takes place in England. And I played it a lot during FIFA 19. And I would literally do League SBCs, kind of the same thing I'm doing now. I would just mass bid on cards, do a League SBC. And I would just I would watch that movie when I would get home from work at least once a month. And I would sit there, try to get a walkout, and have that board light up. The EA board, the logo. It was so fun. What do I think about Asensio? I do not watch him enough to really have a say. Not this again? Can we time me out for spam? Yeah, I time myself out. I'll just stop talking for a little bit. Stern's very overrated. Overrated equals a player who has not shown the ability on the world stage and in massive moments, but performs decent in leagues. Question about leagues, though. So, I'm curious. What is more... I don't think there's a direct answer for this. Potentially. What is more challenging to do? I don't even know if you can pose the question. I'll try to ask it anyways. This isn't going to be a polished question by any means. What is harder to do? Perform well for club or perform well for country? Because in my head, when I think of that, first of all, I think, well, you could be in different leagues. You could perform well in a really crappy league versus not make like the national team. If you're like in England, 5th division, you're not going to be playing for the England national team. But there is a lot of good players who don't make their national team. I guess it would depend on the nation, the league. But I feel like it's a completely different game then, too. Like, if you think of Africa countries, like watching right now, the game for them is completely different than it is for a lot of countries in the world. Like, who is the team that just tied? Was it Algeria they tied? Didn't they, like, come in on boats and they haven't won a game in X amount of years and they tied and the goalie got a man of the match and he started crying. And they, like, celebrated like they won the World Cup. Was that Sierra Leone? Am I thinking of the right country? Because, like, to them, that's, like, the whole world. And, like, it's cool to see that because in a lens, the sport to them, seeing those teams then compete or seeing those players play at a high level outside of their countries is such a huge deal. I think playing at a high level in many countries is a huge deal, but I think there's something special about seeing someone come from nothing. And, like, is that, like, England's feeling towards Vardy? Like, whether you're a fan of Vardy or not, I think the idea that he's kind of the example of how you can make it in English football, I think is cool. Club, a league has 32 to 40 in games. It was against Algeria. Did Nick 2018 invent the League SBC method? I don't know who invented doing League SBCs. I'm sure plenty of people did them when it became a thing. But I don't know who was, like, the first one to really grind them. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing both of them too. Darmian I'm for sure doing. He's going to be the first one I focus on. Yeah, I hate getting Vardy in FIFA, but what a lad. Have to give him props. International football is slower, and most of your opponents have never played together. Club has 40 games plus and some extra games. Hey, we got a first owner Greenwood now. GG. 81 to 87 are PPs. If you're crafting the icon, I'd recommend the 81 to 87s. What is the cheapest lib to buy? Probably bronze goalkeepers or strikers. When are you buying Premier League silvers? We invested in a ton of them today. We have about 60 in our club right now, I think, for silvers, and then I think 50 bronzes. Best Prem youngster. Ooh. I have Greenwood, but not Greenwood. Bro, what? Please never say that again. Lib Sudamericana, League SBC, and how many cards do you need to grind these? Caval, this is how I typically grind. So if you want to see my method and my recommendation, I'll link you the video in chat. Dude, I really want Greenwood to get some sort of good card soon. I want to play with them, like legitly play with them. So the way Prem Silvers typically work is when there's a player pick out, repeatable SBCs in general, they may not go down. But typically when there's a player pick out, that's when they get the most value, or they drop in the most value, I mean. So what's been happening is they've gone from, they used to be selling over 3K, and they've gone down to 2.8, 2.7, 2.5. They're kind of sitting at right now. But you can win them on bid for 2.2 to 2.3, or at least you could earlier today. 2.3 is typically the sweet spot for me. That was the low end that I picked them up last time around when I sniped a bunch of them and bought a bunch of them and bid on a bunch of them. The way I'm doing it this time is I'm just storing them in my club. So if I get a duplicate, I sell the duplicate on. So if we go to our club right now and show my Prem Silvers, All these we picked up for 2,300 mainly. So what's that? 20, 30. So we got almost 50, it looks like there. Thought I had more. Then these are the bronzes I have. So we didn't go crazy with it. I'm going to just kind of do this now on. Just kind of flip them instead of going mass out. Mass bid for them. La Liga players, we did the same thing. We picked up a lot of silvers, or we were in the process of doing that. We'll probably do it again tomorrow too. And then go from there. Dude, this week has flown by. I don't know if it flew by for you guys, but tomorrow's already Thursday. That's crazy. What's a good price to pick them up for right now? PlayStation, it's 2.3. They should get to above 3K again. How long it takes them to get there, we'll have to wait and see, but typically it gets above 3K. Last question, bro. Is the marquee matchup silver center backs investment still working? I don't know which video you watched or from when we invested in silver center backs for marquee matchups. If it's an early on video from October, same method applies now, but with League SBC cards. So the silver center back flipping we did for marquee matchups early on was due to people doing marquee matchups as if they were League SBCs. It was just a way to make packs. If we looked at silvers now for center backs, typically the only way center backs really rise is if they're top nation and or they are needed for some sort of marquee matchup / daily SBC. Instead of doing them, I would just mass bid on just League SBC silvers in general. Or if you wanted to, goalkeepers that are 73 or 74 rated. These are huge when it comes to flipping for 700 plus coins sometimes. So if you can bid 150, 200 on a 73, 74 rated goalkeeper, that would be my recommendation. So like here's a 73. If we compared price right now, his next lowest buy now looks like he's cheese, like 2K. So that could be a good flip. Yeah, the reason why that's the case is a lot of people will use goalkeepers in their SBC solutions if you need a high chem team. Typically works best when it's not a full rare either. Because obviously if you go to rare goalkeepers, if you go to silver rare goalkeepers are extremely high in price because there's such a limited amount on the market where people pay outrageously high prices. Same with the bronze rare goalkeepers. So if you ever want to snipe bronze rare goalkeepers, you can do the same kind of method. You can go to the buy now, look what they're going for. 1.2. So if we wanted to, we could snipe it like maybe 800. You sit here, try to pick them up. Or if you're doing BPM, remember this too, that your bronze goalkeepers that are rare have extreme value. Why do they go down with PPs? Steven, the best way I can explain the logic, or at least the perspective a lot of people take when there's PPs out, think of people trying to make content regardless of what it is, right? So if there's nothing out at the time, there's no repeatables, people are probably going to do the Prem to get a 50K pack. Thus, people are going to need to buy these silvers over and over. And then essentially when you get player picks, when you get a repeatable SBC in general, people's attention goes away from these and their attention goes towards the temporary thing. So instead of doing League SBCs, people typically will then go do the player picks, do the 81 to 87s, use their golds in these, but typically people don't need silvers then. So they either get rid of their silvers or they just hold them or don't use them. Then once these go away, typically people then go directly back to League SBCs and the cycle kind of repeats itself over and over and over. It doesn't go up or down a crazy amount. If you think about it, it's typically a 500 to 700 coin range for a lot of the Prem silvers. You're talking about going from like 2.3K to 3K mainly, kind of that range. But you do have quite a few that if you time it properly, get closer to 2K, sell above 3K, you can get some really good deals. And if you mass bid or mass buy now, you can really profit from it. Should not be on the wing. What people don't get is with the 4-2-2, 4-4-2. You need to have 4 midfielders and 2 attackers, but we play 2 midfielders and 4 attackers, so it doesn't work. Greed is not an equation, Fred. So for not, encourage stupidity, please. I feel like I missed something. So, Pastor, how do you think he needs to be coached then? He's not progressing right now, but that's nothing to do with greed. My point still stands, he's not improved because of his lack of coaching. So, if you were his coach, how would you coach him? Besides not being on the wing. Hey, we just found out we got Corona. So now we're going to put him into an SBC. I'm doing silver icon swaps right now. So fast. Silvers are going high. Yep. By the way, if you guys are struggling to get the first owner requirement for the swaps, League SBCs are a fantastic way to get a lot of silvers. If you do them, I'm doing the silvers, first owner, and championship all together for my swaps. He's a bad manager, not even close. It's worth all the hype he's been getting. Do you think, that this is kind of a question just to throw out there. Do you guys think someone could be a poor manager at one club, but if they went to a different club, be a great manager? For example, like if you're saying someone's a bad manager right now, maybe it's because the play style they're trying to go for doesn't fit the team, right? They don't have the players to suit that play style, or the formation they need to use, or the tactics they need to use with the talent they have is not what the coach wants. Do you think that could be a great coach if put in the right environment? So if that's a yes, does being a great coach mean the ability to adapt? GMD, what's up, buddy? What was it, League MX? Hey, man, I love your videos. I had good success with the lib method. Hey, glad it worked, buddy. I have not done him yet. I want to get his SBC done, though. We just have the higher team left in him. Newcastle's the example. Gotta go, see ya? Alright, see you, buddy. Don't leave. I can't handle this amount of stupidity. All right, let's spam a bunch of 81 87s. I feel like we're going to get some good stuff. I feel like we're going to get a headliners in these. If EA allows us to open these more than 1 mile an hour. All right, let's make a couple in a row, too. So anytime we get a duplicate, let's try to do a couple from the same league. So this is La Liga. Yeah, I have the 87 Aubameyang and Conte in the midfield. I don't really have any fodder at the moment, so I'm doing swaps to get the 83 times 25. So what weird thing ended up happening was I talked a lot of crap to you guys. I talked a bunch of crap saying there's no reason to save the 83 times 25 for Team of the Year if your goal is to try to pack in Team of the Year, because most likely you're not going to get one and you're going to be disappointed. I am literally saving mine now. Not because I planned on doing it, but because I looked at the amount of time it's probably going to take me to do swaps with the League SBCs I want to do, the investing I want to do. I'm probably going to have it done and open by Team of the Year. So if we back a Team of the Year out of that, I'm going to laugh. But we'll at least use that fodder to craft the Baby Seedorf or some other SBC at the time. All right, we should be doing the 82s and 81s as much as we can. Quick question, is there another method than bidding less than the buy now price for lib cards? Because I have around 200 cards and running into a lot of dupes. Well, if you're getting dupes, Ozan, that's where a lot of the profit comes from, is selling those dupes. And the way I would look at it is essentially every dupe you sell, even if you're not wanting to count that as profit or be able to flip them, you theoretically, if you just were going to, like, let's say, buy out League SBCs, any bid that you win, you're going to get cheaper than a lot of the buy nows, and it's going to make the League SBC way less expensive. So theoretically, the more you bid, the cheaper the SBC comes over time. And the better the overall grind is. So you can do strategic bidding. Like, you don't necessarily need to get that many duplicates if your goal is to not get duplicates. However, that's going to affect your ability to consistently run through the League SBC. Because a lot of times when you're getting duplicates, it's because you're able to win a lot of cards on bid. If you're only doing the SBC when you have a certain amount in your club, you're probably not going to have the cards you need, and it's going to be more expensive to try to pick them up. So what I like doing is I'll typically open some packs, store some of the duplicates, sell on some other ones. Keep doing that over and over. Then if we need to sell like 40 to get them to go, we'll do that. Or we'll just throw them up on our transfer list and start opening packs then. How long do you think it takes to get 3 icon swaps? It could take you just 6 games if you do, what is it, Silver, Championship, and First Owner all together. You need a center back that is an icon or French. Do you know any good value ones? Do we still have the Puyol here? Yeah, 15 days left on the Puyol, and he's pretty cheap to do. He's not going to be the greatest card in the world, but at least in the meantime, if you can slowly craft him, it's not going to be too expensive, and it gives you a good link regardless because it's an icon. But French center backs, you can find a lot of cheap French center backs that are going to do an amazing job for you. That's not going to be an issue in the slightest. But who... I do League SBCs constantly, so I have like over 100 First Owner Championship cards, so it works for me. But if you're struggling to get the First Owners, I guess do League SBCs or split it up. Oh, Odegaard. We didn't do the Prem. Be a rat, play Varane? Exactly. Kimpembe is a walking W. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, if I have enough fodder after the 83 times 25, maybe I'll complete him. Yeah. That's a good shout. You'll also have a bunch of cards come out in between, too, that you might want to do. Who do you guys think is the most underrated player in the world right now? Okay, not to fanboy. But I think Thiago Silva, at his age and the level he's playing at, I don't think anyone expected him to be this good this late in his career. And the fact that he's consistently playing this well for Chelsea and people are respecting him says a lot. I don't know that's the most underrated. But I think at least, the very least, it's very impressive. Yeah, I don't think that's an underrated thing, though. He gets plenty of praise. Like I said, I think it's more just a... just cool thing to see. What league SBC should you start with? If you're trying to do my method of doing unlimited league SBCs, I'll link the video in chat of how I'd recommend you start and kind of go about it. Gaye, Big Ben, scored again today in El Clasico. What was the final score of El Clasico? 3-2. Oh, wow. So Vinny, then Luke, then Benzema, then Fati, then Valverde. So that was a good back and forth. I can't wait to watch the highlights. Where do you guys think Barca's going to finish this season in the second half of it? They're currently, what, 6th with 32 points? Real Madrid's in first with 49. They're literally one win away, potentially, from third, which is a weird jump. Crazy how close that table is right there. So, like, if they go on a decent winning and tying streak, they could turn a bad start to the season to some mediocre year that still ends with Champions League. Is it good to be insta-flipping cards for 550 coins? If you think it is, that's up to you at the end of the day. My kind of rule of thumb is if you guys enjoy making coins in some way, whether it's a lot of coins or whether it's a little coins, whatever your budget goals are, if it works for you, it works for you, man. Like, theoretically, with the amount of coins I have, there are tons of things we could do to make more coins than what we're currently doing. However, with my balance of League SBCs and my balance of opening packs, flipping cards, I like the balance we've struck with the way we do the Libertadores, right? I'm not going to change that, even if there's better methods for me, because I know in terms of content, I like the content that this produces for stream. 3-2 Madrid over the past 10 years. Sure, Benzema, but everyone is treating him like R9 in his prime. Sure, Cameron. Who's my favorite card I've used this year? Favorite card I've used this year. That would probably have to be either the Stewart or the Thiago Silva. If it's Thiago Silva, it's not at center back. He's crap at center back. But having fun moving up the field with him has been great. I liked the Roberto Carlos for about a week, and then the card became very crap for me. I don't know why. Kova we played a couple games with. I really like that card. Aouar's probably up there. Pulley was up there for a little bit, but then he came back down. I'm liking Vieira so far. I'll probably in 10 to 20 games not like him, though. That's typically the way my club goes. Vinny has been great. Vinny is a very high card. This Nkuku, this original card was fantastic. But then it became crap over time. I just think as players, you get more and more players in the game and squads develop. A lot of the so-called meta at the times kind of fall on my squad. Boateng was fantastic. This card, the time it came out, I'm so glad they did this early in the game because we were able to play 66 games with them. If they would have brought this out like now, probably wouldn't have touched him too much, but he was a fun AC Milan past and present. Ronaldinho. We did Ronaldinho for a little bit, Kaká for a little bit. Both of those cards were very fun to skill with, but I'm not a good skiller, so it really didn't matter too much. Benzema was obviously out of this world. Stewart's been fun to mess around with. The Trent was surprisingly good. I played 60 games with him. Didn't really have the pace, but if you play him in more of a CDM role or more of a passing role, he's excellent. The junior card was great for me. He didn't score much or assist much, but we had him kind of more out on the wing as a passer and dribbler. Fantastic out there. Yeah, that's a lot of players, but we haven't played too much gameplay. So anytime I say I had fun with a player or a good player I've used, it's very limited and probably only a couple games, but they do really well. People overreact to Barca's struggle. They will have the debt down to a manageable amount in year two, maybe in a year, maybe two. And with the best set of youth players they have in 10 years, they're fine. Yeah, no. I get it. You have first owner on all players? We did. Thiago Silva is not first owner. Not our whole AC Milan team's first owner, but if we wanted to, we have a really good first owner squad in general. Mid-best. The Zidane, where's the best place you guys think to play Zidane? Because I haven't enjoyed him, I think, to the fullest yet. I think it's because I have him playing too far back. A guy seen grown up right now who has paranoid schizophrenia is being accused of being armed and having bombs playing in his house with him, his kid. Wait, what? That's crazy. Is this like big news in England right now? Okay, these 81 to 87s have been absolutely crap today. I don't think we've gotten a single board yet. I literally praised them the other day for the amount of boards and walkouts you could get. I feel like they nerfed them. CM with an engine is so good. 91 Kimmich is the best card. He's mine with no instruction. He has 102 goals up there with Kansa. Do a single 78 plus and I'll get a walkout watch. All right, bet. We'll put Odegaard in. You play him at cam. I'm thinking of trying him at cam or center forward because he definitely was too far back. He was excellent at passing and long shots were beautiful. So cam or center forward would make sense. All right. Not being talked about. The police are so messed up right now. For nearly 5 days long. Search Coventry, Arlington standoff. Cameron, can you send me a link to that, bud, on Discord? Like the DMs or something? So I can take a look at it later. Thanks, bud. All right, we need to open the gold players packs too. We're going to fill our club with a bunch of commons. That should make this a lot easier to get done. Kimmich is also crazy underrated. He's rated, but I don't think people rate him as high as he deserves. Got 83. It's also more fun to play him as an attacker. Otherwise, you won't score much goals with him. Yeah. It was kind of the team we had around him, I think, was the reason we played him as far back as we did. Now that we actually have a solid team, if we're not messing around with our Sunderland / Thiago Silva, we can have a pretty solid build. Actually, let's take a break. We'll open the rest of the packs after a game. Let's try him as... Should we try him up top with Vinny? Do you think that'd be the best place for him? Can you check for how long division rival rewards are, please? Yep, we can take a look in a second. How much do you pay for gold libs? I typically buy now them for 700 to 800 coins. And I'll just get 3 of them. That's the only difference in my video. In the video, how I used to do it, I would bid a lot for 600, 650. Now I just buy now for 700 to 800. And that way I don't have to have them in my club. Can't wait for the 78 plus to go, though, because my 59 Prem silvers are about to rise. All right, what do you guys think? Does this have a good look to it, or would you move anyone around? Not being talked about. I wouldn't be surprised if they just shoot him in front of his young children. Would be traumatized. Yeah, that stuff sucks, man. Yeah, I could tell you some stories off stream of people I know. Not exactly the same stuff, but some crazy stuff happened to them. All right, we're about to play a game. It's good this way? All right, sweet. Tactics, what do I have? I think I have them set as what the video I watched was. Or, yeah. We won't touch that. All right, let's see. The amount of time until rewards. Where does it say it? 8 hours and 35 minutes, buddy. This country is messed up. I used to have a friend who has threatened to murder people. The thing is, if someone threatens something, I don't know what the law is in the UK. But like threatening something and doing something are two different things. Like you can argue that someone threatening to do something is a danger. But legally, I don't know if they can do anything. Nice 5-star skills in front. Hey, we are not a good player, so expect crappy gameplay, though. Don't have high expectations for us. We're trying to get better. But I suck at skill moves. I suck at passing. Oh! Yeah, I feel it. They get conspiracy charges? Okay, that makes sense. Dude, that felt nice. That felt nice. We didn't even time finish that. We just shot regularly. Which, by the way, I'm trying to learn time finish, but I always mess it up. So even though it's on, I probably won't use it much. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Good feint. Good play. All right, let's see what we can do here. Dang it. I was going to try to get a shot with Thiago Silva. The two paciest men on the pitch. Going head-to-head. Why is it laggy? I don't think the connection's the best right now. Dude, what was that? Did I red time finish that? I'm colorblind. I don't even know how that did. Dude, these red times are still good shots. Good save. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the stream right now. Is the game, like, glitching on stream? Is it happening nonstop? We might have to update OBS after the stream. Maybe something with that. Here, let me try some. When the ball goes out of bounds next, I'm going to pause it and try to restart the Elgato. Maybe that would help. Yeah, maybe that's why we lose viewers when we play a game. Maybe it just gets very leggy. I don't know why that's the case. I don't think it did that on menus, did it? All right, let's take a look at the Elgato. Properties, deactivate.